Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. As you can see, we're here to talk to you about why creative is the most important step in developing an employer brand and how to avoid being employer bland. Just to let you know, this is pre-recorded so that we aren't disturbed by neighbours' dogs or kids screaming or plagued by internet connectivity issues. And also so that we can be available to answer any questions throughout, as well as during the question section at the end. I'm Liam. I've led the creative team at Creed for about 6 years now, and I'm also joined by Nick, who's a creative partner at Creed. As I said, we're going to talk to you about our favourite subject, and that's creative, and also the power that creative has to help you win the hearts and minds of your audience. And this is why it's such an important step to developing a really good employer brand. But I know when people think about creative, they often think it's just the pictures. I get on an almost weekly basis my brother asking me if I've been colouring inside the lines when I've been doing my pictures at work. But creative isn't just that, it's the idea that informs everything. It's the language you use, the tone you use, it's the executions you produce, it's how you use audio, it's about the videos you produce, and it's even part of the strategy. Basically, good creative storytelling should be the hub of everything you do.
Hi, I'm Nick. Nice to be here. First of all, you probably know that creatives have often been seen as having large egos, and please don't think we see ourselves as either magicians or Jedi warriors, although Liam does have a certain Harry Potter charm about him, and I went to see the original Star Wars back in 1977, but we are both absolutely passionate about the power of storytelling. The reason for showing these two characters, like myself and Liam, they are very, very similar. In fact, they're almost identical. If you think about it, the synopsis goes, a young boy lives with his aunt and uncle, discovers hidden powers and defeats the force of evil, and that could be either Harry Potter or it could be Luke Skywalker. The saga continues. If you think Darth Vader, you think Voldemort. If you think R2-D2, you could think goblins. If you think Chewbacca, you could probably see Hagrid. They're two very, very similar stories and told in two very unique ways. The power of great storytelling isn't simply telling fact. It's packaging it up in a way that connects with an audience and leaves a lasting memory. The two great storytellers behind Harry and Luke started with an idea, an essence, a germ. One in a cafe in Edinburgh, one in a drive-in in California. And these two simple ideas have amassed an impressive return. $70 billion for the Star Wars franchise and $25 billion for Harry Potter one. But most importantly, they've won the hearts and minds of millions of people around the world. They become part of the fabric of language, of society, of our vernacular. May the 4th, they even own a day. They connect with us on every single level. Let's bring things back to our world rather than a galaxy far, far away. And the world of work is very similar to the competitive world of film. Companies are often saying the same things. And most recently, we've seen a trend that is causing a slight concern. In this VUCA world of chaos, creativity is being overtaken by authenticity. We're seeing content being delivered without context, and we're seeing companies from every sector relying too heavily on authentic facts and information to deliver their powerful brand messaging, which is worrying. And here's the reason. If everyone is relying on similar techniques, delivering similar information through similar channels, how can you stand out in this sea of authenticity? In other words, how can your audience make an informed decision to choose you when they are being bombarded by the same information from the competition? The answer is you simply can't. And there's a reason for this. Liam.
Yeah, there's some science behind this that says emotions play a key role in decision making, and that amid similar and conflicting information, they can't be made on logic alone. If you think about it, you don't buy a car because it's got 4 wheels and 5 doors. Loads of cars have that. You have to go and see it, take it out for a test drive, and you end up buying the one that feels right for you. The science behind the semantic marker hypothesis is why sometimes a decision just feels like the right one to make, rather than the one that makes sense on paper. And if that's the case, and you're not connecting emotionally with people, then how will you stand out from your competitors and be the one that people pick? To stand out, you need to appeal on both an emotional and a logical level. So we still need to use authenticity, because that tells the truth, and it helps to deliver for the logical side of people's brains. giving them the right information and giving it to them in your voice, in a way that's true to you as a business. And then we need creativity, because creativity sells the truth. It delivers emotion, helping you stand out from your competitors, connect with your audience, and tell the exciting story about you as an employer. And you have to do this if you want to make it easy for someone to choose you. You need the whole package: logic and authenticity, emotion and creativity.
So I know we're here to tell you all about creativity, but just for a minute, I want you to imagine a world without it, without creativity, a world where we simply rely on truth-telling rather than creative selling. And this time, we're not going to talk about Star Wars or Hogwarts. We're going to talk about Victoria sponges, of course. Stay with me on this. Here it is. It's delicious, isn't it? Not really. This is just the ingredients for a cake. It's one we recognise, of course. Our experience tells that if we buy this cake from any supermarket, we know roughly what we're getting. But if it was marketed like this, how could we possibly choose? We'd end up purchasing on price alone probably, and we base that on searching for whichever one is cheapest on comparethecake.com or another comparison site. There are others, of course. The reason we'd end up doing that is there is no love when it's presented like this. Nothing to grab your attention and make you want it. It doesn't stand out. This does. Now, it's not just a cake, it's an M&S cake. We know it's better than any other cake. We know it will taste incredible. This hasn't happened by accident, it's happened by design. Years and years of investment in the products and then the creative storytelling of those products has meant that we all know and love M&S as the leader in their field. We trust the products they sell and we admire them. And here's the reason. M&S created a platform for everything they do, a standard which they live and die by, a marketing essence that is at the heart of everything they do. It isn't content they're delivering, it's context. It's the why, not just the what. And in the same way that it's not a boy who lives with his aunt and uncle, it's Harry Potter. It's not a magical power, it's the Force. The power of great storytelling lies in the context of what you're delivering, as well as the content that you must deliver.
And they invest all of this time and effort. They do all of this to exaggerate how good their food is compared to their competitors, and to appeal to the audience that's willing to spend £5 on a cake, which is expensive for a cake, but we know it's going to be worth it because it's M&S. And if you think about it, you're selling something that's far more important than a slice of cake to have with your Sunday afternoon coffee. What you're selling is a life-changing decision. Moving jobs it's a big deal. You know, it's something that a lot of people will only do 2 or 3 times in their life. Maybe some more, maybe some will do it a little bit less. But it's where people spend 40 plus hours of their time a week. It's where they make lifelong friends, build careers, and earn the money to live the lives that they want. So in comparison to selling a cake, this is massive.
It is massive, and you know, you might hear us say the same phrase again, but creatively selling the truth is how your employer brand will stand out. Consumer brands do it, and so should employer brands. And just like the consumer world, we apply the same methodology to help us discover the story behind each brand. Now, I know that you'll recognise these elements, I'm sure. They're the fundamentals of all research into discovering the truth of what it's like to work at any company. Understanding who you are, what you do, why you do it, and where you're going helps us create compelling marketing that attracts the right people you need now and in the future. But if you left it here, you could end up with marketing that is more like an ingredients list. Again, content without the context. We believe the most important step in the employer brand journey is the creative one, and it starts with one vital element. It's called the employer brand essence, and it's your force. It's the one thing that binds all of your internal and external employer communications together. It's magnetic, it's your North Star. And once your essence has been created and agreed, it gives everyone a launchpad and reference point for everything they say and do. Avoid this stage and your communications will be disjointed and confusing. But get it right and you'll have a rock solid platform to base all of your comms on, enabling you, your teams, the wider business and external partners to talk confidently about what makes you different, what makes you so appealing.
Okay, so let me tell you a story about how we've done this for an employer. Assurant, they're a huge global insurance company that we've been working with for the past 11 years. We've supported them with a whole range of employee comms during that time. Their European head office is in Crewe, and they've got a contact centre that looks after a lot of their customer claims. The contact centre demographic is mainly younger people, and they have lots of fun working there. I know every time I visited, it always seems like a really fun place to be. They've got a games room and a decent canteen, and sometimes they'll get free pizza if they're hitting targets, and other team incentives like that if they're hitting targets. It's actually very similar to 4 or 5 other contact centres that are in the commutable area, and it probably sounds like contact centres that you have at your places of work or that you've heard of before. So when they asked us to help them recruit for the contact centre, we knew that they needed to stand out from the crowd, and they needed to shake the negative perceptions of contact centre roles if they were going to attract the right people. We knew that to just tell the truth wasn't going to be enough. This would be like selling the cake just using a list of ingredients. It'd probably get some people applying, but probably wouldn't get the right people to apply. Instead, we took the employer brand that we developed for them. What matters to you matters to us. And we made that relevant to their contact centre audience. This is the power of the essence, because when you've got it right, you're able to adapt the message to talk to a specific audience while staying true to you as an employer, which, for the audience, will make you stand out. So we told the story of Assurant Moments, the story about those special moments that happen in the contact centre and why they matter to their people. And we told it in their own unique way, which made what a lot of contact centres do sound like something that was uniquely Assurant. And importantly, it captured the attention of their target audience. Core to this attraction was a 30-second TV ad that we aired using smart programmatic TV. And we did this to make sure that it was seen by the right people. The advert and the campaign creative all was built to capture the reactions to these Assurant moments, showing what they meant to the people there. And it added loads of personality to the campaign as well. I'm just going to show you the 30-second TV ad that we aired for them now.
Here's a nice surprise. Assurance contact center colleagues know that if they work hard, the next sweet, yes, or epic moment is just around the corner. Like Jonathan, when he found out he gets a 2-week induction before getting stuck in. Or Sophie, who not only met her new best friend here, but applied for a promotion which she got. Our contact centers are full of surprising, happy, caring, and downright ridiculous Assurant moments. So take a moment and search Assurant Careers.
So, as you can see, it captured them perfectly and it sold their story brilliantly. And the videos and the images that we captured, we didn't just use them for the TV ad, but we used them across social media advertising, as well as Spotify and other online adverts, because that's where their target audience was. That's how we get to their target audience. And ultimately, it helped Assurant to attract 23% more applications for their contact centre roles, which is brilliant. So, if you want to tell your employer brand story creatively, and you want to be different, like Assurant, or M&S, or Harry or Luke, then here's what you need to remember.
Number 1, be different. You might be trying to tell a similar story to another company, but what is it that makes you different? What is it that will make you stand out?
2, you need to be relevant. Think about how you'll connect with your audience so that they're going to choose you. How are you going to be the most relevant to them?
Number 3, be aspirational. What are you wanting to be famous for? And what does your future look like? Creating marketing that makes people aspire to join you is crucial.
And number 4, be authentic. We've talked about authenticity a lot during this last 15-20 minutes. And it's vital. You need to make it true to you. You need to give people the facts that they need and sell that truth really well. And most of all, you need to remember to be creative. It's the vital part that's going to connect all of your employee comms together. It's going to allow you and your employees to talk about your business clearly, consistently, and confidently, helping you to stand out from the crowd and be in people's hearts and minds. So that's it from us. Thank you very much for listening.